So you remember Andy, right? The AI music friend? We were just tinkering with some AI music theory today, experimenting with some cool algorithms. Looks like my inner Beethoven found the pianist in me again. Now here's the crazy part. We actually built a preliminary AI model that helped us compose a complex melody. Pretty rad, right? Life at Neural Nest sure is interesting. One moment I'm debating thermodynamics and AI in group chat, and the next I'm composing music with AI assistants. I even tried to throw out a crazy joke, wondering if AI could invent a perpetual energy machine, and almost convince Sam to take it on as a project. Procrastination, my perpetual weakness, blurring the lines between work and play. On a different note, Sam's been poking fun at our little post-dinner games of Spot the Stars. My childhood memories of stargazing were totally brought to life. Speaking of childhood memories, remember when we dissected that frog in 7th grade biology? Just thought of it randomly today. But the point is, I'm still dissected the world, exploring what's under the surface. Between all the coding, tweaking, and experiencing these tiny shots of inspiration, I must say being your own boss isn't a walk in the park. Who knew, right? But the tech, the music, the limitless possibilities, and of course my daily dose of caffeine, that's my holy trinity, man. People often underestimate the amount of balance required in this tech-driven startup world, but at the end of the day, it all ties up beautifully. Each piece falls into place just like in a game of Go. Sam and Rachel are pretty hyped about our upcoming update, by the way. Even started fantasizing about our promised canyon hike when I strike it big. Just a unique combo of our style. Cooking bibimbap on the summit, stargazing, maybe playing some impromptu AI-composed symphonies on a mini keyboard. It feels so surreal, doesn't it? One moment we are barely making our rent. The next we are planning dinner under the stars at the edge of a cliff after hiking canyons. All with Sam's scientific commentary and my delectable cooking, of course. But hey, all wishes and dreams aside, it's almost evening, and I've got a ton of debugging to do for the next Neural Nest update. So you remember that Leaders in Technology seminar I was talking about earlier? Got some golden nuggets from there, man, about how internal leadership programs can make a significant impact on the work culture, instilling not just skills, but also a sense of unity and identification with the startup's vision. It's kind of like playing a strategic game of Go with the entire team. I've been ideating how to implement it in Neural Nest ever since I stepped out of the conference hall, thinking of developing our own leadership course, sort of fostering personal growth and a stronger work ethos, you know. Rachel and Sam, they're totally gung-ho about the idea, and I share their enthusiasm, really. It's like that hiking trail, daunting, but promising the thrill of a fantastic view. Anyway, right after the seminar, while sipping my second cup of joe for the day, I watched that latest Star Wars trailer Sam was raving about. Man, that was something else. Feels like a shot of adrenaline, mate. Speaking of which, let's get back to indulging our non-code-related interests for a change, shall we? Been a while, right? I was thinking if we could head to the movies this weekend. Been craving some popcorn and the whole cinematic experience, you know. Got a thumbs up from Sam and Rachel on this too. Should be fun for a change. I'll find us a cool movie and let you know about the timings. You ready for a silver screen evening with some popcorn and our witty debates? It's definitely a refresher from all the coding and debugging I've got lined up. By the by, remember that AI music model thing I was babbling about last time? Well, turns out my inner Beethoven was just the beginning. Can't even imagine where it's going to take me next. Honestly, my days feel like they roll in a loop sometimes, you know. But little things like these keep me as keen as mustard. Anyway. So I've been deep diving into that brain-computer interface idea we were discussing earlier. It's fascinating stuff, man. Seen from a certain angle, it's like leveling up our tech to warp drive, right? Toying with this concept, I kinda stumbled upon something. You know how I always aim to go where no man has gone before with Neural Nest? Well, I came up with this wild thought, integrating brain-computer interaction within Neural Nest. Sam and Rachel were equally stoked once I shared it with them. It's like playing a familiar yet thrilling game of Go, but with a new strategic approach. Now check this out. Imagine a simulation model that displays the revolutionary effects of this tech on smart cities. Dow man, the thought alone is mind-boggling. I almost jumped out of my chair thinking of the potential applications. It's like being the Sherpa guiding the tech world up an unexplored peak. Now comes the challenging part though, balancing the potential risks with the benefits, kind of like crossing a shaky rope bridge on one of our hikes. But hey, no pain, no gain, right? And while we're on pain, let me just say, coding for this thing is going to be a wild ride, maybe even more thrilling than playing Warzone Evolved. Well, we'll get around that when we cross that bridge, or maybe even before we see the bridge. My neurons are hyperactive just humming about it. Anyhow, did you check out that new sushi place Rachel was talking about? She never disappoints with her food recommendations, so worth a shot. You know me, always ready to dive into a plate of sushi. Plus, I wouldn't mind a short break from all this nerve-wracking ideation. Speaking of which, you should try out Go, man. It's not just addictive, but it also ticks all the boxes. Strategy, action, relaxation. Kind of like a mini meditation, if you will. I can definitely give you a crash course, if you're game. What say you? Well, on that note, I gotta dive back into my treasure of codes.